We're going to put the songwriters together with the students now. The students have had the music at least 4 or 5 days, if not a week at this point. So they've had a chance to rehearse and work on their own. And let's see what they bring to the table. And let's see what the songwriters are like. And let's see how it goes. This is the good stuff. Rehearsal is the good stuff. All right. Here we go. We are all, I believe we are all here. I'm going to get us started just because everyone's time is limited and we're all spread out. And this is our great big number. We have two, Eric and I have set ourselves a goal of trying to put 2 group numbers together. And then we'll talk about how you guys are going to capture it.
I will send you an updated, a real backing track. And then basically you will use some form of video capture software to film yourself singing it along to the track with the track in your headphones. So you'll need to have a way to somehow play the track so that it doesn't get heard and also have something that you record with. Then we'll get a recording of you singing the song with just your voice and no accompaniment. And then you'll send those back and Jimmy and I will do what needs to be done to actually assemble those into a thing.
What's really important about today is get an idea from Steven and Drew, who wrote this song, a little bit about the tenor of the song and how they saw it when they were writing it. Talk about how you put the song together.
Why don't you start? And then I'll come in. You have to unmute yourself.
Got it. I do that every time. You'd think by week 12 of lockdown I'd know how to use Zoom, but no. So I'm Drew Fornarola. I did the lyrics for the song. Steven did the music. The kind of inspiration for the style of the lyric, for me, like when you see a commercial for a drug on television and it lists all the crazy side effects of the drug at the end, you know, it's like, it's going to give you a headache and make you throw up and all these things and may cause all these scary things. And that's always sort of buried at the end, but it's required that they disclose all the side effects of whatever drug they're advertising. That was kind of my idea for this lyric, is what would, if the government required you to list the side effects for theater, what would they be? And we started with a hook that Steven wrote musically.
Yes. That was basically the basic chorus that it came from, yes. What happened was, from the music end, that I gave him that basic chorus and that hook, and he came up with the idea of what you just talked about, the side effects of theater. So, and then we created the song. And then what happened was, he had added a verse, which is what the government regulations. So I set that based on this very majestic, thing, and then a total surprise getting into the music song. And then when we did the song, I sent him basically the melody and with a scratch accompaniment. And as he came up with the lyric, I realized I'm going to come up with something for the A that's very vaudeville and very, very, comedic musical theater, and then add touches in the orchestration to keep, as he was talking about, to keep changing and manipulating it so that subconsciously we're going into the place that he was talking about lyrically. Literally, that Friday, we had 2 hours to do it. Are you sending it? Is it ready? Can you send it? And so Drew was saying,
do you have any questions for our esteemed composer lyricists that are with us today? We've got the source right here with us. What do you have for them, if anything? If not, then obviously it was very clear and they wrote perfectly and it was completely understandable. Go.
The spoken line. Did you join the mailing list? Like, is it, and this could be just whatever we choose to do, but I want to see where your vision is coming from.
There are a couple of ways to play that moment, but we've all been in the theater where the artistic director or whoever's making the curtain speech is either trying to get money from the audience or to get them to join the mailing list so that they can ask for money or to come to the shows later.
In measure 74,
yeah,
when it goes from like your heart could start to grow and it's that wonderful note and then it's cut off and then it says good luck. So I just want to know where you're coming with that, because I know you do things on purpose.
That's a good question. It's really about the change from heart could start to grow. Good luck.
Students, how many times have I mentioned the word details to you just in the last month? So going forward, as you work on music in the future, after you leave us, remember, everything on that page is there for a specific reason. It didn't just end up there. It didn't just sort of fall there. Well, maybe sometimes it did, but most of the time in good musical theater, it didn't. It was there for a particular reason.
I was wondering, who is Stella?
Yeah, so that's a scene, that's a reference to the play A Streetcar Named Desire by Tennessee Williams. There's
Stella!
there's a big scene where one of the main characters yells Stella.
All right, Eric, it's all yours.
Let's just kind of give this a whirl. The important thing to think about is the intervals, making sure they're clean. really focus in on the specifics. So again, it's not a much
So, Connor, I just want to tell you that I didn't believe in virtual backgrounds, and then you came into my life because Jody and Peter, Connor showed up with this white background, and I was like, I hate it, but wait a minute, no, I don't.
I had to put myself in Ripley Greer for this meeting because otherwise you'd be looking at a really cluttered dresser full of crap behind me.
You guys, I feel so left out. I'm like in an actual place. Sorry.
But
How dare you live somewhere clean?
Connor, meet Jody and Peter.
Well, Connor, do you have any questions for us about the song or about the character or anything like that?
Okay. Well, I guess first off, what made you want to write about a kid running for class president?
Connor, we used to improvise musicals together, Peter and I. We've improvised over 800 musicals together. And this song and this character are the kind of song that Peter Gwinn and the kind of character that Peter Gwinn would play in a show. The voice I'm doing on the demo is me basically doing a Peter Gwinn.
It's true. It's sadly true. We did this for Songwriters in Mufti, and the theme was school days. So when I approach these challenges, I always try to think of it from a character's perspective.
Connor, based on what you've read, what are the clues that you're getting from what you see?
For some reason, I think of him as like some short, kind of tubby kid, not like Augustus Gloop from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He's kind of like slightly overweight, but in shape. I don't know why. I don't imagine him to be a very popular person because throughout the song, he keeps going over about how he gets bullied. He's a band kid, and I was in my school's orchestra and choirs, so like I know the reputation band kids get. Our own marching band was booed off by our own school at one of our fields, so like so they get bad reps. So
I'm sorry, Connor. That's terrible.
Awful.
Yeah.
Peter, you can maybe back me up on this or tell me I'm dead wrong. But I think that this kid is like a male 7th grade version of Leslie Knope. Have you ever seen Parks and Recreation, Connor?
No,
Okay. So
I've seen The Office. If that's but I haven't had a chance to watch that.
Yeah, it's very similar. Leslie Knope is the main character played by Amy Poehler. She believes in government and she believes that she can make a difference. And there's an uncynical sort of belief in truth and justice.
I would add to that, I think he has a layer of extreme self-confidence. The other one is when he knows all the school board members because he goes to the meetings just for fun. He's really proud about knowing the school board members. And then suddenly, the way I see it, he like sees the expressions on the faces of the kids he's talking to and goes, oh, wait, is that weird? Should I not be proud of that?
Yep.
Okay. If I'm elected as class president, your every concern will be addressed, your teeniest needs will all be met.
It's great!
Yay!
I didn't. Yesterday was the first time I really had to actually look at it.
These intervals are very tricky, and the words are, as someone who's had to sing this, Peter and I both sang this, so we know how tricky it is to all the little, intricacies. Needs will all be met. Yeah, just make sure that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
On the very final chorus, because I was singing it, if I'm elected, the whole time. And then the last one, there's that big buildup that Jody has. And I went full, if I am elected.
Yep.
Yeah, a sweater vest or an actual vest.
Sweater. I think anything that's going to make him feel like he's got some stature.
Jody gave you a great clue musically, which is he has written into the music these funky intervals that you have to be precise with in order to get the song across well. But that plays perfectly because these guys work so well together. It plays perfectly into the character. If you think about it, right? This is the kind of guy who would sing that perfectly. Just the way that he speaks perfectly and he would sing that, he would nail each one of those pitches.
If I'm elected as class president, your every concern will be addressed, your teeniest needs will all be met if you allow me.
To humbly serve the 7th grade, I have a list of many changes to be made. I promise.
Talk amongst yourselves. What have you been discovering?
Depending on how I sing this today, like, I made some choices. Please don't judge them, because I love this lyric, because I think a lot of times people fall in love with theater, but they don't know where they fit. I love, like, the wordplay. It takes a special person to be a stage manager, and it takes a special person to think like this. It was interesting to take myself and, think from this perspective.
Sequoia, we should chat for a second about keys, because I think we're going to have to zhuzh the key a little bit for Thomas.
Oh, totally. I can transpose it in any key easily.
Do you want to sing it where it is, and then we can think about it?
Okay, this is really low, but we're gonna see what happens.
No worries at all.
That first show at the York. Okay, so we're doing 10. Why doesn't everyone come back at 4:15? Thanks, everyone. Thanks, 10.
Yay! That was amazing.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I get tongue-tied at certain parts, but yeah.
It's very wordy.
Sequoia, hearing that, where would you want to take the key? Where would you suggest we take the key?
I think, Thomas, you want it maybe like a third up? Are you a tenor?
Yeah, he's a tenor.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, because I wrote this melody for Frankie's voice. So so that first show, what if it was up a third, that first show at the York. What about that? If I emailed you right now an updated piano track in this key right this second, can you open it?
If you send me the email, yeah.
Yeah, if it's an MP3, I think you'll have no problem with it, right?
The music does something to my spirit, and it makes me want to do different things, and I'm like, no. Especially because, if you when I heard,
that's part of what we're doing here, Ifedayo, which is with humility and thought and preparation, you can ask for things. You can always get you can get a yes or a no, right? And the no is not personal, but you can say, hey, I'm feeling this here, ... And then they can say, sure, or no, I think it would be better if we did this. So make a suggestion and then see what happens. That's what this is about.
Okay, so the literal first opening, that first show at the York. I know it's supposed to stay on that note, but every time in my mind, I literally just go, that first show at the York.
I heard that and I kind of loved it. So
Yeah.
I always trust actors' intuitions.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of the dream. I like to give my music to actors and not talk to them until I hear it performed. Usually, because I want to just hear. It's kind of that's the beauty of performers, is you get to kind of let them do their magical thing.
That first show at the York, I fell in love with one look, but I couldn't see what else it took. Yeah, I feel like
that feels right to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frankie, and just something for you, Ifedayo, which is with the lyric and with Frankie's permission, if she wants to back this up, I feel like, just remember, focus-wise, I feel like there's two different modes of expression here. There's whoever you're talking to, that this is your dream, and then there's internal thought, right? There's thought about how, thoughts about your past. So there's whoever you're advertising this to, that this is what I want, and then there's the reasons for it, which are more internal, right?
Oh, there is one thing that you're doing that is not in the lyrics, but I love the way that you're doing it, which is, I wrote, wearing monochrome, I'll call backstage my home, and that's kind of an awkward way to sing it. And the way that you're singing it is, I'll wear monochrome, call backstage my home. And I like that better, so you can do that. That's what you do. We get actors to sing our songs, and we go, okay, what makes more sense to you? Because sometimes that's the right answer.
Okay.
That's what you're doing, and I love it. So keep doing that.
You guys are all full of light, and this is just wonderful. I'm just sitting here going, yay!
Hi, Carly. Hi. How are you? Good. Awesome. I'm so excited. Me too.
Carly, what questions or comments or anything do you have for Rebecca about her song? What did you discover when you put on your detective hat and started searching? What did you find?
As for questions, I don't really have any. It's pretty straightforward. It's really, really pretty. I love it. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so honored. Yeah, it's really good. It was really fun, like, kind of exploring it, I guess. I personally haven't really had any romantic relationships, so it was a little difficult to, like, kind of try to dig in there. But what I basically essentially did was, what other things do I love with a passion? And I thought, oh, I love my dogs. And so
that's great.
It's been really great. I love it a lot. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad.
Do you want to give it a sing down and we'll have a listen to it?
He was Orange Scrivello and I was Audrey at the Ben Franklin Middle School musical. Beautiful job. You have such a beautiful voice.
Is this the first time you've ever heard someone else sing your song?
Yeah. I can't wait to see your eyes. It's a great start. I love your voice. I already feel like it's an innocence, it's a sweetness, and it's very pure. All the things that this song is about, really. Yeah, I just can't wait to see where you take it when I can finally see you expressing to the camera. Yeah.
When you connect it to yourself, it doesn't have to be the exact thing, right? Doesn't. It just has to be something that means a lot to you. See, here's the thing, and this is something you'll learn as you continue working in this. When you do something that's good and has real potential, people start asking for more.
He told me he felt alone, and I said with me, you'll find a home, and we were so close. I could feel him shaking.
You tricked us. You knew that much better than
you said.
Yeah,
you know it. You know it.
One lyric that I want to make sure you don't drop, that you don't lose the importance of, which is, what is it, Rebecca? You'll have a home with me. It's that scene by the costume rack. What is that?
He told me, and I said, with me, you'll find a home.
I said, with me, you'll find a home. Make sure you land that, right? And it may mean that, with Rebecca's permission, it may mean that you'll have to go outside. It may mean they have to backphrase that a little bit, or just take it out of time just a little bit so that you can make that point. With me, you'll find a home. Just make sure that comes across.
See your best friend in front of you, and like you're telling them this secret, this thing that you want to tell everyone, but you can't for whatever reason, and you're about to burst. But this friend, you can confide in this friend. He was Orange Scrivello, and I was Audrey at the Ben Franklin Middle School musical.
This is a song you should hang on to, Carly.
Yeah,
this is the song that's going to be a good friend of yours for a while, yes. I think. With Rebecca's permission, of course, because she's the author.
Yes! Oh my God, please use my stuff.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, great. Look at that background.
Yeah. I took your lead. I was like, I need a background.
Hello.
Adi, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Hello, Adi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Steven. Nice to meet you.
What are you... That looks involved. What are you up to?
Plugging in. I'm trying to get a speaker that I can use so I use the music.
Adi Goring, Stephen Elkins, Adeleke. Talk about the song. How have you enjoyed working on it?
I really liked it. The one thing I like that's cool about it is like when they come to it, it changes and it goes da 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 like halfway through. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's my favorite part of it.
The show part.
Yeah.
I think most authors want to know what it is you have to bring to a piece through your work and through your humble approach to the piece, if that makes any sense at all. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
Just do whatever you want, but be okay with me saying no. But otherwise, just go. Otherwise, just go like shoot for the moon. Like if you want to just try something else, try it.
Try and write the script. You laugh, you sigh, and why a script? Good ideas and bad ideas pour out onto the page. And if you're lucky, some ideas will make it to a stage.
Adi, I won't stop. I'll stop you right there. You're making it too difficult at this point. This is just a first sing through, so don't make it so hard on yourself.
Okay.
This is we're just working on the nuts and bolts of the song here. This isn't a performance. That's for later. Just simplify it and come back and let's just think about what the song is saying and what the words are all about, right? And the struggle that Steven goes through when he's putting together a script, and you are now that author, right? You are now that person.
There you are, the costumes are all packed, the stage is stripped, but you take pride, 'cause this whole ride, well, it started with your script.
Bravo.
Good start. Steven, what was it like that moment where you walked in and everybody turned around and looked at you and went, wow, this is your idea? How'd you do that?
It's really a strange feeling, and it's like really like exciting. It's like simultaneously a really big ego boost and also very, very humbling.
Good ideas and bad ideas pour out onto the page. And if you're lucky, some ideas will make it to the stage. You pull your hair and write a song. You yell and swear. And why a song?
I'm curious about something, Steven. I know that at the end section is we're back to the simple, a little bit more of the interior life of the playwright. That final note, there's something, I don't know. Is there another idea for that final section that makes it either a little bit longer, a little bit more nostalgic, a little bit more? I love the simplicity of it. Started with your script. Could script be instead of a simple note? Could it be a run or a something that gives a little bit more depth to what the script is to him after the journey of the song? Because the beginning of the song, it's da dee da 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 da. So at the end of the song, we're something just a little bit more, right? What did we learn through the arc of the song?
It's also probably the accompaniment too, because the accompaniment sort of just lands as opposed to now we're in a territory and sort of returning to the place that he already was.
Because we've come back to where we started lyrically and musically, as an actor and as a director, you're looking for what's different rather than what's the same, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my question. What's different and how do we show that? It's interesting. I feel like I want to hold it, but the note that is doesn't match very well if I hold it. There's a little bit of tension, it's a little bit like it's not like the note that is written doesn't sound good if I hold it necessarily.
I think that's something for me to explore. Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. That has my wheels.
I'm open to trying anything, so I really like this song. It's not like a showy song, and I identify with stuff that is like truthful more so, or like I feel truthful towards it. Okay, updates with the Hawaiian shirt. It's a Hawaiian beer shirt. Must be Thursday. We lost a student, Christiana, who is family. She's York MTT family. She's been a part of our program for years. Now that we're starting to reopen in New York, we went into phase 3 at the beginning of this week. Her work is starting to call her in all the time. She needs the money, and there's no rhyme or reason. So she got called in yesterday. She missed another rehearsal, and she and I chatted, and it's just not going to work this year. She's going to sit this one out because we're running out of time. We've got less than 2 weeks to get all this done and get all the capture finished. And with the songwriters in the picture now, scheduling everything is just getting harder and harder and harder. So it breaks my heart. She's just the best. She's wonderful. But that's how it is. Sometimes you have to move on.
That's just how it is. So we're sad to lose her, but we have 4 students left and 11 songwriters, and we are going to make this happen. What we already have in the can is fantastic, and we hope you guys are enjoying it because this is good stuff. Si, are you with us?
Yeah, I'm just here. I am. Hey, how come it's just? Hey, why is this? Hey, where'd you get that awesome backdrop, Jimmy?
I'm in the theater right now. I snuck into the York and rebuilt the set that was there, 4 months ago.
Ifedayo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Do you pronounce it Ifedayo?
Yeah. Ifedayo.
Questions or what do you want to ask Si, our friend Si Kahn?
I'm just having a difficulty from an actor's perspective on the perspective of the piece. It's hard for me to have an opinion, not an opinion on the piece, but an opinion as an actor. Does that make sense? It's hard for me to have an opinion because I don't know where the perspective is. So if you could clear that up for me, like the perspective of the person.
We're not in a rush, right?
Nope, we got time.
Okay, because I'm Jewish and I Southern, and it means really long stories. I will try to behave. Okay, so we live in Charlotte, North Carolina, which has had a very, very dramatic Black Lives Matter presence, all right, and a vicious police brutality presence. These marchers are, passing 50 feet from us. Boy, did that bring back memories. And so, okay, so we're 76 years old, right? And I'm like, so, wow, how wonderful. What did you do? And she said, stood there with my clenched fist in the air, right? The other piece is absolutely true. I remember 1965 at a country church singing freedom songs. I was a member of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, which was the militant young people's wing of the Southern Civil Rights Movement. And I was working in Arkansas. I was headquartered in a town called Forest City, which was named after Confederate General Nathan Bedford Forrest. For me, I was 21 years old. That is the turning point in my entire life. That is the moment when I understood what I meant to do in this world. And I have been a civil rights and union and community organizer for 52 years. This is what I do. This is who I am. But I learned it in that moment in Forest City, Arkansas in the summer of 1965.
Ifedayo, why don't you just give it a shot and see what you can do with putting yourself in that place of being. You could do it in a number of ways, right? But it could be looking in the present, looking back, or you could flip it, right? But see what appeals most to you. Just give it a shot and see where it takes you.
I remember 1965 in a country church singing freedom songs. The people struggling to survive, asking why must it take so long? Freedom is a constant song.
Lovely.
That was beautiful. It actually brought me to tears.
Thank you.
It's a gorgeous read.
The only difficulty that I'm running into is because I am Black. And, to talk about marching and such and talk from a perspective that is not you actively in it is difficult.
So I have an idea, if you'll indulge me. In the final verse, I was wondering if it might be something, a nicer handle for Thomas, if there was something about, after I'm glad those marchers came again, something in the lyric about him joining the march. Like, it was great to see them, and I guess it's time for me to march again. I guess it's time for me to join.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
is that
whatever works. This is musical theater.
Yeah, I'm just curious because I think if freedom is a constant song, then it's time to get up and put on the shoes and grab a bottle of water instead of amen.
No, I
march again. You know what I mean?
Let's see. I would do. I would just leave it. No work to do except what's right. The time has come to march again.
Huh.
Or my time has come to march again.
I like it. I'm trying to figure out musically how it works.
No work to do except what's right. That's Daze.
No work to do except what's right.
My time has come to march
to
again.
march again.
Yeah, my time has come to march again.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
Like there were people during the civil rights movement that did not march because they weren't physically capable, or things stood in their way from marching, but they still were active in fighting for civil rights movement. So thinking of it from that perspective,
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Freedom is a constant song.
I write these words, I make up these notes, and then you bring them back to me so beautifully. Thank you.
Thank you.
And you chose to keep the lyric the same from what we did last week.
Yeah.
Once I found out how to do it, like from what point of view to say it, then it kind of made sense, the original lyric, a little bit better.
Okay.
If that, yeah.
No, that felt great.
I agree, because I think the way you explained who you are in the song and who you're singing to, I was thinking, I think that change isn't going to work. So I was really grateful when you sang it the original way. I thought that fit.
We've got another big group number rehearsing today. I would like very much for Peter and for Matthew to introduce themselves to everyone. So Peter, I'll start with you.
Hi, I'm Peter Napolitano, and I wrote the lyric. It's great to see everyone. And once again, thank you, Jimmy, for choosing our song to be part of this wonderful project. I said to Matthew, I I don't want to write, love is what matters. I don't want to write, world peace. I don't want to sound like a Miss America contestant, For those of you who know who Miss America is. Bottom line is, we started talking, and in our conversation, I was saying, well, Matthew, now with so much up in the air, the presidential election, COVID, so many different things, that when is theater going to open? Are we ever going to be able to make money again? So many things. That what matters most to me is just an answer to the question, what's next?
My name is Matthew Martin Ward, and I've been...
Oh, reverb.
Oh, is it too much? I can cut it.
No, it's great. It's great.
Or we can go into a cathedral. We've got...
It's a little slap back makes everyone more awesome.
With this song, Peter and I discussed for a while, and we really kind of concurred that we didn't want to write that ooky, we are the world, save the orphans thing. What I liked about what's next, and what I think was a cue for me, was its essential optimism. It's about how you view what happens next and what comes down the pike that is empowering and kind of wonderful. So I originally wrote it in 4 instead of 6, which came out to you've fallen behind, not sure how you got there. 5, 6, 7, 8. I was bored with 5, 6, 7, 8, so we wrote it in 6. Just, and that took a couple of...
I never heard that before. I'd never heard it that way before. I'm a little
because I wouldn't let you hear it that way. It's one of those songwriting things where you realize, I have extra beats. I'm actually allowed to change meters. And what I like about the song is it doesn't really sound like it's in 6. It's kind of got that 2-beat feeling going on through the whole thing, or the samba feeling going through.
What questions, comments, anything do you have for these 2 esteemed gentlemen who created this piece for you?
I just want to say I am in love with this song, because it's, to me, I'm going to use this vernacular, the vibe that I get from it is so Sondheim Company meets falsettos meets like Charlie Brown Christmas, like all this whole like concoction. The lyrics, as an actor, it was like somebody giving you a rack of ribs and saying like, go at it. And I was like, just wow. And then also, Peter, is that your house behind you, or is that a
Nope. Peter,
No.
Tell him.
It's the living room from the Golden Girls.
I should have known that. I watched it. I'm sitting there like, yo, his living room is like popping.
I expect Sophia to come in any second now.
Let's go ahead and jump in.
Let's do it. Peter and Matthew, just so you know, actually the handing out of the parts, or the breaking it up is actually going to come in the edit. So that'll be something that Eric and I do while I'm putting the edit together, because all of these kids are going to record this, and we'll get whole tracks, the entire song, and then it'll be up to us to mix and match and plug in.
Good, less
Match-
work for me. Good.
So let's just read down this opening. Here we go. 1, 2, and... There are two words that matter most.